Welcome back to the Bryan Devore Connection. I'm your host, Bryan Devore. Transportation is critical, especially here in San Diego, where we don't have a lot of great options for public transportation. Well, here to talk to us today about her company and how they are changing that problem for transportation is my friend Nasra with Izra Transport. Nasra, thank you very much for being here today.
Thank you for having me, Bryan. And how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you very much. So you and I have talked about your company before, and I wanted to have you come on because transportation is so vital and lacking in San Diego. So we're going to talk about your company. How did this company come to be?
It came off the need to provide transportation. Like you said, San Diego's transportation is not as reliable. We don't have like a really good public system that helps the aging adults or people with disability. So my husband came with the idea of starting the company in 2020.
Good timing during COVID.
Right during COVID, there's people who still needed to go to the hospitals because they had essential needs to take care of, such as dialysis, for example. It came from that.
Got it. Okay. And you were at the time working for a home care company, so you weren't in the business yet. How did you transition into it?
So as a care manager, I was a care manager, and as a care manager, I would see constantly caregivers calling out, caregivers needing to take a day off, and clients had appointments or needed to go to a show, to the amphitheater or something like that, and caregivers were not there. Sometimes I would have to jump in and help them go to the appointments. So that really gave me the idea of like, okay, so my husband is already doing this as a family, right? And I did assist him from time to time. Why not just jump in and help him and grow our business and help more people and have more reach out of San Diego. We cover all San Diego areas, basically.
That makes sense. It's a family business. You and your husband?
Yeah, it's me and my husband. We have one employee who assists with us. It's a small family business for now. The hope is to grow more, get more reach, and get connected with more people in the industry. So yeah, we're excited about that.
That's great. So tell us a little bit about the nuts and bolts. So how many vehicles do you have? You cover the whole county. How does it work?
So currently we have about 5 vehicles. We have 2 wheelchair vehicles and 3 ambulatory. We call them ambulatory. So the regular transportation, we help for the ambulatory is really for, say, for example, senior adults who need that extra hand. We say door to door. We go and help them like at their door and help like walk with them. As if when you have a caregiver and you have them assist an older adult, you have them walking with the client so that in case the client is a fall risk or something like that, so we make sure that the client is safe and walk into the car, or we do that. And for wheelchair transportation, it's just like that. Same, we go into the, if the client lives at a community, we go to the community, we go into their room, help them like into the wheelchair and then into the van and take them to appointments. Sometimes they go to weddings, Christmas dinner with their families and other stuff. It's not just appointments or health-related issues. It's just to make transportation accessible for them truly.
Yeah. I know one of the reasons why a lot of times seniors move into assisted living is as soon as they can no longer drive. Mm-hmm. They give up their car, whatever, and from that point on, they become much more isolated.
Yes.
And so they move to a community, which is great, and they'll have transportation for certain things, but not everything. Certainly not going to get transportation to a wedding.
Yes.
And so you're providing a valuable and critical role, whether they live at home or in a community.
Yes. One of the challenging things I've noticed with the aging population is they stop driving just like that. It happens because of maybe they have some, like they can't see properly or they're cognitively declining, but they still feel like they can drive, but unfortunately they cannot, right? So they feel like they're stripped out of that independence. So providing that transportation, that piece of, okay, you can still have your independence, so it's vital for them, When I see a client who I'm like, okay, I can still take you to the park, I can still take you to the beach, we can do this. Maybe we stop for a meal after your appointment. It's such a beautiful thing to see them, because it's something they feel like they're regaining that independence. As a care manager at heart, I used to say that we are improving their lives. We are bringing quality of life. And now I still see the same thing as a transportation provider. And to me, it's like, especially post-COVID, a lot of transportation became more expensive. People like they don't live close to family members, right?
Yeah.
So it gets difficult for them to go to grocery stores, for example. They just want to do that. It's a so mundane thing,
Right.
but they feel joy when they get to go get their own ice cream,
Right.
and we're just there with them, right? So
You must get some amazing feedback from your clients.
yes, and that's exactly why I chose to be in this industry, and I don't think I'm leaving anytime soon. Is that impact that I see, the helping, when I help somebody and I get the thank you and I can see it's a real genuine thank you and appreciation, and I love that.
Yeah. And we talked about care assistance.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about that.
So as a care manager, again, at the home care company I worked, there was only a 4-hour minimum per, like, every 3 days, for example. There was no just 1 hour or half an hour like service, right? So we decided to offer that 1 hour for the clients. Say, for example, if we have a client who suffers from dementia, right? But they don't have a caregiver called out, or something happened with family members, they're working, and it's easier to just get us to go with them. So we accompany them. We're basically their assistant. We advocate for them at the doctor's office. And then our care driver is the person who goes with them. So our care drivers are also caregivers at heart. We offer a care on the go system, basically. And
I like that. Care on the go.
yeah, and that's our logo, actually, care on the go, because we truly are caring for our clients. We go there, we know their medical history. I ask a lot of questions to the family members or healthcare professionals, and then I go to the doctor and advocate for them. Or if they're going with a care driver, they will go and just tell us what is their condition, if there's anything that changes in their care condition and stuff like that. And then they come back and they let me know, and then I inform the care professional or family that, and a nut bolt what exactly happened in the doctor's office.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, and pick up their medication as well. Anything that they really need, or they want somebody to go with them to a wedding, right? We can do that as well. We're not limited to 1 hour, but at least we offer that 1 hour. And say, for example, I always say this to my clients: if it runs over, it's like 30 minutes to an hour and a half, I'm okay with that. Like, the idea is not to get more money out of you. It's just to make that piece of, like, you have somebody to be with you possible. You have a companion possible.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And affordability is a big issue especially for low-income seniors. Who don't have a lot of money. Buses are cheaper, but
Yes.
not practical. Ride shares can be expensive, taxi cabs, etc. So, how does this work with your company as far as being affordable for folks?
So we have a base rate and we have per miles, right? So there are clients who, for example, if they can afford to pay our rate and maybe they don't qualify for Medi-Cal, that's when they pay out of pocket. But if they qualify for Medi-Cal or Medicare, then we work with Medi-Cal as well. We are certified with them. We can bill Medi-Cal and they will reimburse us.
Oh, great.
Which is a great tool, because if a client does not have to pay themselves, to me that's the win.
Absolutely.
Right? And they do that, but not everybody qualifies for that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Right? So that's when it comes and they pay. And when I come in a situation where clients need a discount or they need more affordability, I'm always working with them. I don't want a client to not work with us just because they can't afford or they need a small discount. So I'm
Right.
always willing to work with clients, with communities. Like you said, sometimes communities have a restricted mileage, right? Or restricted need for transportation. So we always go in and offer supplemental transportation as a hand to support their clients.
Yeah.
Say, for example, they want to go to a wedding, we're there for them. And we always make sure that we are working with the community and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's amazing. So
Yeah.
I'm glad you're here because I want to help spread the word about what you do through communities and through the public. Izra Transport's information is on screen, so you can see their website and their phone number. You can learn more about their company, about their mission, by giving them a call or check them out online. If you're listening to this as a podcast, then obviously you can't see that, but it is in the caption. Nasra, thank you so much for joining me today and helping the world out there solve the problem of transportation.
Thank you so much for having me. This is a wonderful program. I really appreciate the opportunity.
My
Brian.
pleasure.
Yeah.